clean up on All Stars 8. I'm Anna Rumor with Pop Culture.
And I'm Nick Valdez from comicbook.com.
And this is Dragged, where we offer our unfiltered opinions about everything RuPaul's Drag Race, because it is already time for a ball, and these girls are taking us to the grocery store. We're heading in on episode 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race, All Stars 8. And it's a supermarket ball. Grab your coupons. Nick, what did you think of this week's ball?
As someone who grew up on Supermarket Sweep, I love the idea, grab all the hams,
Let's get into it because I have some big feelings here. Obviously, as we mentioned, it's supermarket ball. The first category is legendary queens, second one fruity patootie, and the third is supermarket supermodel. That's the one where they had to create their own look using supermarket-ish items. And we start off with Jimbo. What did you think of her legendary look?
I love Jimbo's legendary look. As an intro to this year's ball, I was really feeling it. It's very cute. It looks like sci-fi a little bit with the way the bubbles are placed, and she looks great.
She does. I really like the way that the sleeves kind of floated off of her body, making it look very milky, and the bubbles are cool. I really like that look.
Yeah, as she was the only one who went for the bubble look, so that made her stand out even more. With her fruity patootie look, I'm not sure. That kind of went too outside the concept for me, to where it's no longer supermarket ball-esque. But, the judges liked it. I would have loved to see Jimbo dressed as a literal fruit, maybe like a pineapple or something. Yeah. Who knows?
Agreed. And then we kind of got close, though, with her supermarket constructed outfit, which was made of what, lettuce and artichokes?
I'm hoping Jimbo was was she looking in the mirror and was like, oh, I'm killing this.
Well, she killed something, because, man, I can't believe that she actually was able to construct that with all of these, dead, wilted vegetables. I don't know. It's kind of impressive.
Yes, major credit for her. It's a look that will literally not hold until the next day.
And thank God for it, because it was not my favorite. I mean, it gets worse.
𝐏𝐮𝐬, who starts out with the first of the cows that we get this episode.
I loved this cow look and the little cropped shirts. It was so fun. The cowbells in her hair and her little pigtails. I love that.
Yeah, it's super cute. It's definitely the best cow of the episode.
I did forget about it, though, as we kind of went on.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say, especially because her second look is a banana.
Stop. This is what I wanted out of Fruity Patootie. She comes out full banana. Full hair banana, old banana, glamorous banana. This is what drag, it really tickles me, is when we get to this kind of silliness.
Yeah, it's full on BANANAS bananas, I had to take a second to spell that to make sure I could, but
Thank you, Gwen Stefani.
Yes, but I loved it. I love that she incorporated the little darker spots, the bruises, to give it that texture, and she looked fantastic. I think this was her best look out of the three.
Yeah, I agree. Her supermarket outfit, the blue and the yellow, it was giving me superhero. I did like the silhouette of it. You could definitely tell that a lot of stuff was spray painted, including her wig, which was a little rotted, but it was better than, again, what other people have to offer. So I'm fine. She gets a B+ from me. Now, I'm very curious about what you thought about the first look of the queen we have to talk about next, James Mansfield. What did you think of the cookie look? Because I loved it when she clapped her hands together with the big cookie, but I also didn't know why she was red. That is not a color I love to see when I'm thinking about milk.
Yeah, and it's not like she said she was strawberry milk or something either. And the look didn't quite work for me until she clapped.
That was funny. I like that.
Yeah, and Selena would like a word about big hands and using them, right? So It was fine. James kind of was one of my weaker ones this week overall.
Yeah.
Especially with her second look, which was that she did lemons, but it felt very tight. And
Yes.
like it looked nice, but it also kind of looked messy since it was so focused on like the swimsuit area.
There's just not a lot of room. And James is like a smaller queen too, so it's just proportionizing.
She does that a little better with her constructed look, but I'm not sure what she made it out of either. This is another case where I was like, what did you use? Her housewife chick and the constructed look itself, I don't know if it quite worked for me. I was a fan of the puppets, of course.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody loves puppets.
I think overall it was kind of like, you know.
See, that's where I differ. I really liked her housewife look. I know it wasn't super markety, but I thought it was incredibly well constructed. The fact that I couldn't tell what it was made out of, I kind of liked. And I just love her using the breastplate so much. Like, she's giving Jimbo a run for money, and I love that. Domestic goddess who. Now, I know we're coming up on one of your favorite queens next, and I don't have a ton of nice things to say about her. We've got Kandy Muse coming out first in another milk outfit, and I think I would have liked this more if I hadn't seen Jimbo's first.
I wish it were more elaborate. I'm a big fan of the spilled milk like headpiece neck thing she had going on, but like maybe if it were constructed to go a little bit lower and not just stop at the candy shape as we're so accustomed to at this point.
You mean a bathing suit? Yes.
I'm sorry, Kandy, but yes, you've been doing a lot of them this season. I can't lie about that. And you know, it's the James Mansfield thing where it's like it's so focused in one area. I kind of wish it went everywhere else.
Yeah, I need more room for it to breathe. Also, I could see the straps for the sleeve on her arm, and I was like, cover that. I don't know. I didn't like that. Then her fruity patootie look. I thought this was her best of the three. I did like this more than anything else, but I think it suffered being back to back with another red bathing suit last week.
She had the red corset look before, and and this was her best look out of the three. I do agree, because I love the window. I'm a big I'm a big fan of that cheesy stuff, the little window with the cherry on it.
Cute.
I love that playful stuff. But and especially what we get after, like this was my favorite, but also, yes, Kandy, you did just give us a similar look. At least with her constructed look, I could say it's a different silhouette, but I don't know if that's one I want.
Right, and whenever she turned around, you could see it was just cardboard. I was like, the details weren't there for me. All right, moving on a little bit to something that I liked a little bit more than Kandy's was Alexis Michelle with the full like biker cow moment. This wasn't my favorite cow look, but I did like it. I liked her eating grass on the runway too. That was funny. Yeah,
Alexis is a 360 queen. So that is one thing you can say about her, is that every one of her looks is really well done and top notch, but at the same time, it's also like we just got the little bit more personality from Kahanna in this cow look that it's sort of like, oh, this is fine. Like, this is just, you're dressed as a cow, cool, but Kahanna made it fashion. Then you follow it up with her fruity patootie look, which was just reading as she was lucky enough to have a blueberry colored dress. And then was like, oh, I'll find some way to add berries to it. They just put it on her head like a crown. And gorgeous, but also, come on.
We see what you're doing there, girl. That's totally what happened. Now, what did you think of her constructed look? Because I thought it looked like she had done a good job making it, but it was reading very like 2000s cocktail hour kind of thing for me, in a bad way.
Yeah, but that's also kind of why I like it. Like it's the little bit of personality that I was looking for. Like it's a different construction from everyone else. And, because she went with the muted colors, I appreciated that. But also, like you're totally right though.
Right? I mean, I've been traumatized by the 2000s. I don't need to return to that kind of silhouette. But speaking of silhouettes, let's talk about LaLa Ri. This was her chance to be redeemed for her bag ball look, and I just don't think she made it there. Her cow look, least favorite of all of them. Where the shoulder's supposed to be lopsided, was that part of it?
I don't know what to think from that. For me, I was so distracted by that hat. It was not a good, like, I was not feeling that hat. Bad hat. Don't do that hat anymore. I hated that hat with this look. I'm sorry. Did not like it.
Speaking of bad hats, the fruit look, she came in as a caramel apple, dressed gorgeous. Hat, literally, I'm not even trying to be immature. It looked like poo-poo, and I can't have that in my looks if we're supposed to be edible.
It's such a shame because the latex fits perfectly on her.
Yes.
She looks great, but yes, like the dookie, I do wish, like, maybe if it were more spread out, maybe maybe looked a little more glam.
The next look, it looks like Dookie in a different way. I liked what she was going for. It was kind of like off-duty supermodel look, but it was riding up her thighs every step she took, and it was just so simple for someone who really needed to redeem themselves in Drag Race history. I was very disappointed by that as well.
Yeah, like, she gets praise for it later, and part of me thinks it's like, oh, it's to push the fact that she's redeemed herself, but I wasn't feeling it either. What we are going to remember is Darian Lake.
We're certainly going to remember one of them. What did you think of her milk look? Let's start with that one. I thought it was fine.
It was too long on her, so it kind of, it didn't read right, and of course, because it's so white, it absorbs so much of the light, and it just looked messy. She did redeem herself with the fruity patootie look. First, I'm glad she did, like, that first look was just the reveal, like, because I was very, like, concerned for a moment. I was like, oh no, this is a lot coming at me. But no, then she revealed her true look was the whole Varsity Blues, not another teen movie shtick with with the bananas and the cherries, and I love that. There we go, Darian. Have fun with it. That's what I want.
She took it off, and I said, that's so dumb. I love this. This is a great look.
Exactly. Like, this is why she's here. Why she's not here is, doing what she did for the supermarket. Talk about the foil fire blankets and whatever else she used to make this. It was like two different looks in one that kind of fused together. I don't know if it would have worked without, like, the foil thing. Maybe it would have worked better, but
I don't think so. There was a lot going on with this. And it was somehow too short. I was like, what are we doing here? You made this. Let's get to Jessica Wilde first, because I was shocked at what happens with this. Let's just talk about it. I loved her Fruit Loops look. I did enjoy that. I wish the hair had been the same kind of bright color, but other than that, super fun. Loved the bejeweled Fruit Loops. Really fun.
Yeah, me too. No one else went for cereal, so it seemed like a novel idea, and of course. Like, it's like, oh, of course, cereal. I loved it. Yeah. I also love the sequin Fruit Loops. And her fruity patootie look, I thought it was super cute. The acai, like, I love that drink. Yeah. She referenced herself, of course, loved it, iconic. Yes, all those things. But what also can be true is that, we've seen looks like this before. At
Spirit Halloween. I mean, it was better made than those ones, but that's a Little Red Riding Hood outfit with acai berries glued on it. I love Jessica, but this was not, I didn't think this was a good week for her, or I didn't think it was a bad week for her, but I thought it was a very week for her, and we're gonna find out how the judges felt about it. I don't understand. Her flower swimsuit, it's a swimsuit with flowers on it and a cape. It was cute.
Yeah, I thought she looked cute, but that's also, her looks. She was cute, but I wasn't really super impressed, or super bummed about any of these things. She was just right in the middle.
There's always time for a fashion disaster. I love Mrs. Kasha Davis, but she walks out in this white gown and this, like, screwed up face as sour cream. I legitimately did not understand what she was doing. What was that?
I didn't read cream. I was reading more like one of those things. I guess maybe that's what it is. Like, she meant maybe the little dispenser that you pour cream out of, I guess, with like the little handle and the spout.
That's what I thought. But then the face.
It's very tough. It's very tough to talk about Mrs. 𝐏𝐶𝐩 Davis because last week I was sitting there going, oh, I like that fantasy look she did. I liked it. And I was sitting here defending her, right? But then she comes out in that. She comes out in her fruity patootie look, which kind of bounced back. I was like, oh, I like this showgirl look. The bananas, it really... It was reading Alexis kind of thing. Like, I already had this yellow outfit, so I'm going to add some bananas to it.
Giving me Chiquita banana, like, on roids. I loved it. It was so pretty, and I was thinking, oh, well, you know, the milk look wasn't good, but I'm sure what's coming next is going to be great, too, to balance out the package. And wow, did we just get an explosion of literally anything that they gave them to make their outfits with. Wow.
Did she use the rest? Like, did she...
She showed up late. She just grabbed everything else.
Oh, no one else is using all of this. I should use that.
I'm depressed, especially knowing what's about to happen. Let's move on to my highlight of the entire episode. We've got Heidi in closet coming out as this cute little milkmaid with the handprint on her butt. It's all latex. I loved that.
Oh, Heidi, yes, everyone went cows or milk, and she went with the milkman, and yes, Heidi, yes.
Absolutely perfect. Almost impossible to follow up with until she comes out in this strawberry outfit, which I am not even joking. This may be my favorite Drag Race look ever. It is just like saccharine cute. It is adorable. I want it. I love it. It's unique. It is a strawberry.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was just so blown away. She's so cute in it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it is such a cute idea. It's one of those ideas that's like, it's so well executed that's like, I can't believe this hasn't been done before. Like, this seems like such like a no-brainer, but like, wow.
What a time to be alive in the same era as Heidi's strawberry pants. I love them. And then she comes out in this napkin dress, which is easily the best constructed workroom look that we've seen all ball. It was so pretty. The silhouette was beautiful. You know, I didn't like being able to see the kind of white part of the napkins, but when you're working with napkins, I'll take it.
When we get to the tops and the bottoms for the week, I was distressed.
I literally was like, am I watching the same episode as everyone else? Have I gotten lost along the way in another dimension? Jessica Wilde as our winner, with Candy and Lala being praised for their nothing? What is going on?
The fact that Heidi wasn't even critiqued, like she couldn't even get praise for the strawberry alone, it upsets me. I'm super upset. I feel cheated. Yes, like yes, Jessica Wilde, you know, she ends up winning she won with her $30,000 coconuts. Yes, the lip sync, and
that was
kudos
funny.
to the La Veneno look. I was really feeling it. I was laughing the whole time. Could not tell you if it was a good or bad lip sync because
it was a great lip sync because I was laughing the whole time.
Yes, like I was dying. I did not look at, like, I was distracted. I will just say that straight out. But you know.
I was personally devastated though whenever between Darian, who has been in the bottom this entire season, and Mrs. 𝐏𝐶𝐩 Davis, who can't sew but is wonderful and I'm obsessed with her, Jessica decides to send home Mrs. 𝐏𝐶𝐩 Davis. Smart because she's a really good queen and she could win, but also how dare you? How dare you?
When she was basically giving her goodbye speech during the critiques, and RuPaul was like, thanks for that. And that was the most devastating thank you I think I've ever heard. I felt it, it stung, and it only made sense that Mrs. 𝐏𝐶𝐩 went home, unfortunately. She can go home and be with Mr. 𝐏𝐶𝐩 Davis. It'll be fine.
Well, that was this week's episode. Personally devastated. Next week, we will be here talking about drag. Hopefully, we will have a better outcome for you. So stick with us every week here on Dragged.